Hi everyone, I am here with Andy, and he's going to be doing TED Talk at the Howard Thurman Center very soon. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, Andy, so that the audience can know a little bit more about yourself. So first, tell us a little about yourself. Where you're from? What do you do? Things of that sort.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me. I am a forensic clinical neuropsychologist, and that's a lot of words. I practice in Austin, Texas, and my role is to kind of interface with the criminal justice system, and I study brain and behavior relationships.
Okay, and where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from a little farm town called Salinas, California.
Okay.
I grew up in a family of farmers, and I was the one who didn't continue that lineage. So, um, yeah.
And what made you want to do a TED Talk?
It's been one of those things that has always intrigued me and excited me. It's something that you know, I've always loved learning things, and this seems to be like a way to pack a lot of learning into a talk that's translatable and actionable for the audience.
Okay, so speaking of the talk, we're gonna dive a little bit more into that. Just a snippet because we don't want to give the audience everything. But your topic name is very interesting, so I wanted to know how did that name come about, and if you could say the name to everyone so they know.
Yeah, yeah. The title is What Murder Taught Me About Love, the neuroscience of remembering our worth. And this idea of worth has been one that is a dynamic that first I experienced in myself. And when I'm saying worth, I don't mean like self esteem or self confidence. I'm talking about like a physiological experience of safety, connection, and gentleness. And when we're out of that, we're in that kind of subtle fight or flight response. When I consider unworthiness, I mean like, oh my gosh, I'm not enough. I either have to run or numb or do something to feel better. And the name of this talk encapsulates the like variety of people and experiences that I've had where I see this dynamic unfolding. And the the most salient and potent experience that I had was working with a man who had committed murder, and I noticed that same pattern, that story that was very much running in the background of my own mind at the same time. And it was a really big whoa moment. And that started the unfolding of me really looking at this in myself and then bridging that to support others in a similar way.
Wow, that is very powerful. Yeah, because I saw the name, I was like, okay, this is interesting because we get to choose who we wanted to interview. So I saw the name, I was like, okay, I like that.
Oh,
We wanted to
beautiful.
know.
Well, and I think like, and I didn't want it to be like a reactionary clickbait thing. This is like
Mhm.
really like, and I guess I'm the type of personality that needs like these really big experiences so I get the lesson. And this was the lesson, seeing this man who had a very, very different lived experience. But at some point in that interview, it just became a mirror into my own world.
Mm.
And it was almost then translated as like a mirror into the stories of so many other people I'd worked with. And so something clicked.
That's nice. That's nice. What are you most excited about this talk? Like, what are you looking forward to? Things of that sort.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just connecting with others in this new kind of way, sharing this new spin on worth, which is, I think has been kind of deemed more philosophical and self-help, which I think there are a lot of different layers, different layers of the onion of this construct, but really defining it in a precise, simple, um, open ended way that the audience can take action on it at the end. And so I've just been having so much fun writing it and thinking about, you know, giving it to others and sharing it with y'all. So I think those are my most exciting moments.
Okay, and what is like one thing you would say after the talk that you want the audience to take away from for them to sit in it and really understand what you're trying to get across?
Yeah. So the brain is always predicting, you know. The brain, from a system standpoint, is trying to minimize prediction error as much as possible. And so when I say predict, I mean we've had these lived experiences that we've had that a lot of them have been unconscious, you know, things that you've done in your childhood, things that have happened in elementary school, and on and on and on, relationships that you had. And that predictive model creates kind of like a lens that filters reality. And
Mhm.
that lens makes it so you see certain things as important and other things as not important. And so, what I want you all to kind of come away with at the end of this is a better appreciation of that lens or those predictive models, and then a tool and strategy for seeing it and choosing another prediction as a response. And that's the call back to worthiness, and that's the call back to this lived, felt experience of ease, safety, connection. When we're in this mode, then that's where inspiration starts. That's where
Mhm.
curiosity is. And that's what primes us to walk into what makes us feel alive versus all the shoulds and family said I should do this, society said I should do this, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I'm going to conclude this interview. Thank you so much, Andy. I didn't want to give too much because you guys need to come to the talk to get more. But
Yeah, I hope to see you. This is going to be so
yes,
fun.
yes, I'll definitely be there in April, but I am super excited for this TED Talk. So yeah, that concludes it.
All right. Thanks, Mercy.